All right, so we're going to talk about the top 10 stocks that retail investors have been buying. And guys, this list is a little bit baffling to say the least. I just can't believe some of the stocks that aren't on this list, and I'm just as equally surprised that some of the stocks are as high on this list as they are. So let's go over each stock individually, talk about kind of the goods and the bads, and let you kind of know what I would do as a long-term buy and hold investor from that perspective. Just make sure you like the video if you like getting the truth without the hype. Now just keep in mind, guys, these are not my picks. These are not my top 10 picks or anything else like that. I'll do a video later in the month on my picks for the next month there. These are the top stocks that retail investors have been buying over the past month. So not my list. I'm just simply reacting to the list of stocks that are here and to the stocks individually there that we're picking as a whole, as a group. There's a few of these stocks I wish I had bought, obviously, and then there's some of them that I'm very, very thankful I stayed far, far, far away from. But yet, here we are. Retail apparently wants to still buy some of these stocks. So let's jump into the list and see exactly which ones fall out where. So number 10 is Meta. You guys know I have been a fan of Meta for a long time now, long before I ever had a YouTube channel. I know not everybody likes Zuck. I understand that there's, I don't necessarily like Facebook. Obviously, I don't use Facebook or anything else like that. But nonetheless, that doesn't make it a bad business or anything else. It's an incredible business model. He has routinely been able to not only change the business, but go in a new direction and make it even more profitable than what the old direction was. He has done that routinely in the past. There's no reason why I can't believe that Meta is not going to continue to do it in the future. The margins are incredible. Everything about the business is incredible. Now, I would agree it's trading a touch rich right now, but this is why you got to pay attention. It tends to, when it gets beaten down, which it did earlier this year, got all the way down to the 450s, 460s or so, right around that rate, maybe even a little bit lower. I don't really remember now. But those right there were golden opportunities. It fell simply because Wall Street didn't like their future guidance, which was still an increase. They just didn't increase it enough for Wall Street's liking. So they beat it down for a few months before it just, took right off, went right back to fair value. And obviously now we're trading a touch rich. Obviously kind of given depending upon where you think the growth rate is, it's not trading rich at all. But nonetheless, for me, it's a great stock. It's a great pick by us as retail investors. So it's one, absolutely pump it for me. I love this stock. Number 9 is Microsoft. Guys, this one fell massive from last time, and I'm not real sure why it fell so far, especially given some of the stocks that kind of moved ahead of it. I don't understand it really. But I mean, hey, there's a lot of things on this list that I don't understand. We'll talk about that here in just a second because there's a couple of stocks I absolutely blown away that they're still not on this list after all this time. But Microsoft is a pump it for me. Now it is trading a little bit rich there, so you got to be careful there in regards to valuation, but I don't think there's anybody who thinks 5 years from now, Microsoft is going to be smaller than what it is today. We all think it's going to be significantly larger, so it's a great stock long-term from a long-term buy and hold investor's perspective. Number 8 is AMC. Guys, I don't know why this stock continues to make the list. I just don't. It makes it almost every time. It occasionally falls off, but generally speaking, it makes the top 10 list of stocks that we're buying there, and I have no idea what we're doing. It's a bad business, bad management. There's nothing good about it outside of some ultimate squeeze that still hasn't happened after all this time, and I really don't think is going to happen after all this time. Doesn't mean there can't be these other little squeeze opportunities where it goes up a little bit in the meantime there, but in general, it's gone nowhere but down. It's gone absolutely, you've just wasted your money throwing money at this stock. And this is different than a stock that has earnings where just the valuation is getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. The valuation is not cheap on this stock, even despite the fact that it's beaten down so bad. So just one, I stay far, far away. It's a dump it for sure. I want nothing to do with this stock. Hey, I got it, apes. Go ahead, blast me down in the comments. I'm cool with it. Doesn't bother me one bit. I'll stick to my guns there on this one. Number 7 is Disney. I actually like Disney stock. I bought it around $78, $79 or so, and it's done very, very well. Now, I do believe it got stretched, but the valuation is finally starting to come back down to more reasonable levels. But you have to understand with this stock that it has business problems. I'm not getting into all the other noise around it. That'll all clear out. That'll solve itself. They have actual business problems there that they need to solve in order to continue to have this stock move in the right direction long term there. So you got to understand that one. This one for me is caution with this particular stock there, because if you don't believe Bob Iger can make the changes, the business changes necessary in order to turn this business around, then it's obviously a stock you don't need to be involved with right there. Yes, I'm very happy to be up on this stock by quite significantly, but I do understand the risk involved there. So you got to be cautious with this stock. At number 6 is GameStop. Now, obviously, I expected this one to be on the list because it just had the huge, well, I guess it wasn't massive, but it had a nice little run there for a little bit. Where somebody tweeted and then magically it goes up. I don't know. It's just one of those style stocks, guys. I've wanted nothing to do with it. Has not been a good stock for a long-term buy and hold investor at all. It's just kind of its own thing off to the side there. Again, why retail continues to buy this stock in mass is just kind of beyond me. But hey, it is what it is. For me, it's a complete dump it. Maybe there's a trade there, something like that, but I'm not a trader, so I have no interest in trying to play in these types games and in these type scenarios, these type trading scenarios with stocks like this. So for me, to dump it, I'm going to stay far, far away from it, just like I do AMC. Number 5 is Nvidia. Now this one fell again in the list, and again, I don't know why. Maybe it's because it, has run up. It is trading a touch rich right now in regards to valuation. It's not crazy overvalued or anything like that, because they continue to just crush it quarter after quarter after quarter after quarter. But some of the stocks that are ahead of it, I'm like, I don't know what the heck we're doing out here as a retail crowd, guys. I don't know what we're thinking. But hey, at least it's on the list. At least we are buying the stock, which of course is good news for the long run, because I believe Nvidia has a long runway, at least through the next year, maybe even longer in regards to the super high demand for what they put out there. So I don't see that slowing down anytime soon. So the stock price probably isn't going to slow down anytime soon. Of course, it'll pull back on its journey up. It's been doing that this entire run so far, but those pullbacks are very minimal compared to what happens on the other end of that. And I see no reason for that not to happen, at least in the near term future here. So Nvidia for me is a pump it, but it is falling on the list a little bit and just kind of has me kind of questioning why, especially when you look at what all fell ahead of it. And although I didn't buy Nvidia because I don't understand the chip sector, for more than 2 years now, I have been seeing buy alerts go off all over the place in my group where folks are talking about buying, talking about the bull thesis for it, getting involved with stock, talking about the earnings, everything else involved with that. If you want access to that, one of the biggest discounts ever for my group expires this weekend, where you get access to all that information, plus all my buy and sell alerts in real time, my complete watch list with price targets. You get 5 courses for free, free coaching. Guys, there's so much involved with the group. The biggest discount ever for my group expires this weekend. I extended it for 1 week for those of you guys that asked for it. So make sure you check out the pinned comment down there, see if a membership's right for you. We'll talk about everything else at the end. Which leads me into number 4, which is Ford. I don't know, guys. For me, it's a complete dump it. I don't understand what we're doing here. This is kind of one of those type stocks that, hey, we're all typically, retail investors want to make more money. We're not typically safe investors, but yet we're buying a stock like Ford. I don't know. This is just kind of one of the things that kind of gets, Wall Street, or kind of reinforces the fact that Wall Street thinks that us out here as retail investors are just dumb and we don't know what the heck we're doing, because we actually want to buy Ford more than we want to buy Nvidia, more than we want to buy a stock like Palantir, which has been on an incredible run, but yet that stock can't even crack the top 10, but Ford does. That's kind of one of those things right there to where I just, that makes me question what we're looking at, what we're hearing. What's the strategy behind a stock like Ford? I don't know. There's no growth there. There's, there's just nothing there in regards to the business itself, not only now, but, future growth, future things coming, anything else like that. I don't know. I don't understand it. It's one of those picks that's always baffled me, but the fact that it's this high, it just kind of seems really, really strange to me, especially given the higher interest rates and everything else. I don't know. It's one of those plays. I don't understand it. So for me, complete dump it. I'm going to stay far, far away from it. There are so many great stocks out there. I have no idea why retail is getting behind this stock of all stocks and pushing it so hard. Number 3 is Amazon. Same exact thing. I've owned Amazon for a long, long time. Same thing as Meta there. It's a great stock, great company. We are definitely during one of their uptrend times in regards to EPS and their earnings and everything else. They had their kind of what I call loading phase, where they load for a few years. And then all of a sudden they explode up in regards to EPS before they're going to start actually, that'll happen for a period of a few years before they start actually spending that money again, kind of reloading for the next growth phase in regards to Amazon. They're branching out into so many different things. They have their tentacles out so many different ways. They find new ways, it seems like every day, to get you to use Amazon even more. So for me, it's a complete pump it. I understand it's at all-time highs. It's doing very, very well. But if I'm thinking 5 years from now, where's Amazon going to be? My guess is it's going to be a lot further than now. So for me, it's absolutely stock, even though I know the valuation is a little bit rich right now. Understand that completely. But if you get an opportunity on any sort of a dip with Amazon, that's definitely a time that I would consider adding. Number 2 is Apple. Now, you guys know it's my favorite stock. It's absolutely a pump it for me, but I'm going to put out a word of caution about Apple. I totally understand it's a great stock, but it is overvalued right now. Not crazy overvalued, not, 2021 overvalued. Actually, it was undervalued in 2021, but like the stock market was. It's not ridiculously overvalued at these crazy PEs or anything else like that. But Apple is during one of their slow periods right now. And right now it's riding high on it, also not simultaneously being a safety stock and also kind of creating their own little niche within AI, which is all the rage right now. So it's trading a little bit hot. It is a pump it for me, but you have to have caution with this stock, guys. It is not trading cheaply right now. So unless they come through with some really big earnings per share, some really big beats here on the next couple of earnings call, it's going to probably tumble or at least stay flat because there's not a whole lot there in regards to earnings to prop up these higher prices. And stock number one is Tesla. Obviously, as we've seen, Tesla has been on an epic run. I've covered Tesla a couple times over the past couple of weeks there. And you guys know I was buying. I was buying at 169 this year. I was buying at 141 this year because the price was great in regards to valuation. Now I can definitely say the valuation is absolutely stretched and there's a lot of hype involved in the stock right now. So I would say it's a pump it for me. Absolutely. But with a little bit of caution, you've got to understand what you're buying into right now. It doesn't mean it can't go higher. Doesn't mean that they're not going to turn earnings around. I do believe they're going to turn earnings around towards the end of the year here. Absolutely, I believe that. But in regards to what you're paying today, you got to understand that you are paying a premium for Tesla stock. And just a month ago, when I was talking about buying it, nobody seemed to want to buy it back then. And it was absolutely at a significant discount compared to what fair value is there. So I got it. Some folks look at my videos whenever it's on a massive run, and I'm not saying it's not going to the moon. It's not going to $500 this year or anything else like that. Somehow I'm a bear and I don't believe in Tesla stock. No, I believe in Tesla stock, but I believe in valuation. That's why I was telling you guys to buy it back whenever it was in those, $160 to $140 range, right up in there, instead of saying buy it now after it's run up more than $100 from those prices. Sorry, just how I choose to play the game. It doesn't mean I don't believe in Tesla stock long-term or anything else like that. But valuation is what kept me away from the $400 price range in 2021, 2022 or so, and had me buying like crazy once it got, under $150 or so. Long term, I think we're all going to be okay regardless. We all believe in Tesla stock, but hopefully this is an indication of everybody was buying that dip right before the big takeoff instead of buying the takeoff and kind of FOMOing into the stock. And if you want to see all my buys on any of these stocks in real time, one of the biggest discounts ever for my group expires this weekend, where you get exactly that. You get all my buy and sell alerts in real time. You get my complete watch list with price targets. You can take 5 courses for free, use our stock analyzer tool for free, be a part of the best 6, 7, and 8 figure Discord out there, get your free coaching, get all kinds of other things. Guys, there is so much involved in the group. Just check out the pinned comment and see if a membership's right for you. And take advantage of the sale before the sale expires. And click this video here if you want to see exactly what I'm buying in this market. And click here if you want to see my exact plan for this market. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.